Hey folks, ladies, gents, and everybody. This is the main guy, Tim Parker here, and this week we're going to be discussing our different effects. Now, because of our time limitations, unfortunately, we all face them, I can only show you guys one example from each category. I wish I could do more, but hey, do with what you're given, right? Alright, so first we'll start with dynamic effects, and these are of course related to amplitude. The term dynamic is actually referring to dynamic range, and simply put, automatically controls the amplitude and sound of the signal as it may or may not change over time. Types of dynamic effects are compressors, expanders, limiters, and noise gates. I'm going to use a compression example. Compression, in short, makes the difference between the dynamic range sound less apparent to the user, to the listener, kind of balancing the levels of the different signals as they are mixed into one signal, if that makes sense to you guys. I think I have some pretty bad speakers on this laptop, but hopefully you get my point here. So here we go with a compression example. I have the original sample here. I'll play that for you. Alright, and then I will play you a sample that has been compressed. Same one. Now there's much different parameters you can adjust, but in that one I definitely was able to hear the sound of the claps more apparently than in the first one when it was quiet, but when it wasn't, the claps managed to meld into the background with the rest of the song. So it kind of balances, but that's not really what it's doing, but kind of sort of. Anyway, I think we'll go into it later more in the course, hopefully. Next we have delay effects, and those are related to propagation, i.e. the movement of sound through the air. Delay effects are those which add slight delays to the signal, in turn trying to represent different spaces that the listener could be in. So for example, if you wanted to mimic the sound of a great symphony hall in your piece, you might use some kind of delay effect, most likely reverb in that case. Types of delay effects include reverb, echoes, flangers, phasers, and choruses. I have chosen to show you guys the flanger effect, which is pretty sweet. It's an audio process that combines two copies of the same signal, with the second copy being delayed slightly to produce a swirling effect. And here we go, I'll give you the original again. And then I will give you the flanged copy. It's actually an effect that's used pretty commonly. You've probably heard it before, I'm sure. Alright, so next, and for now, finally, the third type of effect that we see are filter effects, which control the timbre of a signal, and in addition, that affect its frequency. Some types of filter effects are high-pass filters, low-pass filters, band-pass filters, parametric EQs, graphic EQs, and paragraphic EQs, and I'm sure there's a whole slew more of them. But for now, I will show and explain how low-pass filter functions. Low-pass filters passes low-frequency signals and attenuates signals with frequencies higher than that specified. Sometimes it's called a high cut or a treble cut filter. And with that, here we go. I chose the frequency not to go above to be at 795 Hertz, just to sort of give you a better idea of what the filter does. Here we go with the original. And this is with the low pass filter. Alright, that one's not really apparent, trying to make it that way on purpose, but I think you guys get it. Anyway, though it may not seem like it, these are real basic definitions and examples of some of the ways we can manipulate sound. I encourage each of you to explore the other ways on your own just to get a better idea and understanding of them. They're pretty damn cool actually once you dabble off into the world of effects. Alright you guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.